How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you? Good. Oh.
Wrote it down.
Well, today's our day that we're doing the presentation.
Oh, good.
We got lots of stuff today. Normally I don't worry about it. I bring a pencil to take it.
Who are you with?
All ours for all of you down here. How are ya?
I met you before.
Yes. And that's all right, there's lots of us.
Who are they?
Yes. She's gonna speak today for me. Yeah, right outside the door. Yeah, she's back on our board. Few changes, but you know how that goes. No? Let's take you to the
My son is all my favorite people.
Yeah? Oh, that's amazing. Love that. And that's our goal. That's our goal. That's what we do. There she is. I told you you'd recognize her. Exactly the same.
Sarah. Right? He's fine. He's fine. Yeah. Chunked all the clips together. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not marked or anything, but it's up. We're getting there.
Yes. Sure, okay. You got those How was your weekend? Yeah, good. I was talking to you too.
Yeah, so we should have 5 of those and 3 feet ones. So the pictures to come in. Oh, sorry. Totally get it. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I get it. I get it.
Yes. Oh, there we are. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Before we get started, I was going to see if our panel would like to come up here and sit, since we have this beautiful panel table up here for you, and it would also give more seating for more guests, because we do have more people coming in. So if any of our panel would like to come on up and have a seat and get comfortable up here, that would be awesome. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy March. Can you believe we're going to be halfway through March at the end of this month? And St. Patrick's Day is on Sunday. My name is Leanna Fracucci. I am your board chair of the Fullerton Collaborative. So happy to be here with you today. We have so many great things to discuss and talk about. Before we get into the meat of our presentation, first, thank you so much. I know we did not have a lot of outside people from the community coming in, but it actually turned into like a nonprofit mixer. And it was a lot of fun, and I got a lot of great feedback from a lot of the participating nonprofits that they would appreciate something like that again. So just even like more, they love the general meeting, but the fact of having more of a mixer gave all the nonprofits a chance to really, really get to know everybody else's services and how they connect even more. So we could talk about that in our board meeting. I appreciated all the feedback, but I know there was a lot of social media presence. I know Madero has kept pumping out some more information about your nonprofits, and also what we will be doing from all the slides that we made that day for the QR codes on the TVs. We're going to be pushing those out for all the nonprofits that participated on our Facebook pages, so people can, and our social media pages. So we'll give you, for participating, another opportunity for donation, okay? So we just want to make sure. And on that note, if you didn't have a chance to participate in that event, or you did and would like to have some more opportunity for outreach, Love Fullerton is on Saturday, April 20th. And Love Fullerton is a huge all-city volunteer day. If you haven't been a part of it before, put on by OC United. Jay, is your site live for volunteer opportunities? Where is he? Yes.
What was your question? I just put that candy in my mouth.
I'm so sorry, Jay. So they can go to Love Fullerton site?
Yeah, so this Friday, the site goes live, so people can begin to sign up. And we are still kind of in the final chapter of solidifying all the projects and the number of volunteers, but it'll be up to a couple thousand people that will be invited to be a part of it.
Perfect, and they can go to the Love Fullerton site on Friday.
And then for all of you that want to participate at lunch, you can talk about it.
Yeah, perfect. So what happens is it's a day of volunteering. The meat of the volunteer portion happens from 9 to 12. We invite all participants that are volunteering to come to the quad at Fullerton College from 8 to 9 for a kickoff and for breakfast. And so they come, and we have like hype activities. We have some dance performances. We just have a way to get everybody energized and synergized and ready for the day. Then everybody goes out and volunteers. Then at 10:30 a.m. we get our prep for everybody to come back for lunch. At that time, you are invited to have a booth. And this is your opportunity to connect directly with residents of Fullerton that are volunteer-minded and help them connect to your organizations to be volunteering for your organization all year long. So we push them to your table. There is no fee to participate. The only thing you have to do to participate is provide a snack, 100 snacks. That could be in the form of something like this. It could be little tangerines, it could be granola bars, like little carrot packs, because they're all coming back for lunch. And that drives them to your table to go get the different snacks, and that gives you an opportunity to engage with them. And we push them to your table. I'm the MC of the event the whole time during the lunch hour. I've had many organizations tell me that they get more response at that one event with engagement than a lot of events they go to all year. So by Friday, we will email you all the registration form for that. Again, it's free to participate. So please look out for that email from the Fullerton Collaborative. If you don't see it, just reach out to Debbie or one of our social media platforms and we'll get that to you for sure. And we'll also have it available at the next meeting too, because the next meeting is still like a week and a half before that event, okay? So be on the lookout for that other way to engage with your community for volunteers and just awareness for your nonprofit in general. All right. Without further ado, we are going to move into our presentation portion of our meeting today, which is Safe Routes for All, Fullerton Community Voices that are making a collective impact. And we have the Orange County Healthcare Agency, as well as the City of Fullerton and Fullerton School District. So first we're going to have the Orange County Healthcare Agency come up, and we have Megan Beard, who is a health educator, representing Safe Routes and the Safe Routes School Coordinator. Let's put our hands together and welcome Megan. We're all coming up. Okay. So now we also have the City of Fullerton. Representing the City of Fullerton, we have Stephen Bice, who's the Director of Public Works, and David Roseman, who is the City Traffic Engineer. And then next we have, and then also joining us is Fullerton School District's Mary Montgomery, who is the Director of Risk Management. So let's fit a big welcome for all of them now.
Whoever wants to go first. I got nominated. Okay.
This is what happens when you're the last one to show up in the room. They say, Mari, you're going first.
So you get me first.
My name is Mari Montgomery. I am new to your lovely city, but I am a native Orange County girl. Grew up in the city of Anaheim and in Orange. But I am new to the school district. I'm the new Director of Risk Management, Workman's Comp, and Safety. It's a big, long title, not as exciting as that may sound. But I have had the pleasure in my short tenure here of getting to know some of you and some other community members. With me today is Megan Beard from the Orange County Health Agency and Dave Roseman from Traffic Engineering. He's got a big fancy title too with the City of Fullerton. Together, we have worked on a couple different projects throughout the district regarding safety and not only with vehicles and traffic around our schools that, as many of you know, were never designed to handle the amount of car traffic that we have to handle on a daily basis. So that is a struggle in an older community. In addition, managing traffic on some of our busier streets and managing that as they surround and connect to our schools. So this year starts out, and the first thing, in fact, of course, let me back up. I have my second interview with the superintendent and assistant superintendent. And the first thing they tell me in my second interview was, how do you feel about traffic? And they didn't quite fully encompass the meaning of that until I accepted the job and sort of started learning around our elementary schools. Thus, the introduction at first to Dave Roseman and a traffic coffee meeting with the principal at Maple Elementary. So starting to get, I just kind of jumped in with both feet, didn't really have much choice, and traffic becomes a centerpiece in my role. Dave and I became friends at that meeting and have worked very aggressively at managing the things that come up in different situations on all of our multiple campuses. One of the first things we did was look at Maple and look at the traffic between Lemon and Valencia. And you'll all be happy to know that it appears that has passed at the last city council meeting to put a traffic light in at Valencia and Lemon. A left turn from northbound on Valencia to westbound on Valencia, right? Did I say all those directions right?
On Lemon to Valencia.
Lemon to Valencia. Okay. So that was a big, I know traffic studies, multitude of traffic studies have been done on many of the campuses in Fullerton School District. This one had been done several times, and I don't know what kind of magic Dave and his team had, but somehow we were able to get that passed. Now it will probably be some time, as we know things move a little slower, but to put a traffic light in there, which is very much a win for that community. Second on the list was dealing with Pacific Drive and the traffic and the buses and everything off Valencia there. We did another traffic study, which is where Megan came in, and worked again with Dave and his team to help manage, and basically did a study after a bunch of improvements, restriping of that parking lot and red curb lanes and managing the traffic coming in and out. Still trying to manage the U-turns being done over double yellow lines on Valencia, but that's still a work in progress. Then Megan says, hey, Mari, I got a project. I'm like, okay. We really need to do some studies to encourage wellness and healthiness amongst our students and our communities. And one of the ways that their organization does that is by doing safe walks to school and doing studies, and working with our schools, principals and the student councils on each one of those campuses. So this has been very much a joint effort, but I will let Megan continue the conversation on what she did with Raymond Elementary. Richmond, sorry. Anyway, it's nice to meet all of you.
I'm Megan Beard. I work for the Orange County Healthcare Agency. I'm actually a former Fullerton resident. I went through all the schools, Acacia, Narra Vista, Troy. My parents are Parks and Sunny Hills people. So it's really a pleasure to be working in Fullerton. We serve the entire Orange County, and it's been about 5 years that we've been trying to get our foot in the door here to do some safe routes efforts. So really in brief, our goal is to make walking and biking more convenient. We want it to be the safe option. We want it to be the first option. We want to reduce that traffic, that congestion around school zones, and ultimately we want kids getting that extra physical activity. They can get an additional 16 minutes just by walking, biking to school each day. They arrive ready to learn. And so it's very beneficial for everyone. So yeah, if you'll fast forward real quick. So kind of our main project is a walk audit project. So as Mari mentioned, we engaged student council. So I contacted Principal Holm at Richmond Elementary School, told her what our idea was. She said, great. So we got together with the student council. We trained them on walkability. We took them out to the community. We walked the 3 most commonly traveled routes to school, and they photographed and documented what all of the barriers were. So, you know, things that made it unsafe, or like crossings that where they know they cross, but there's not any type of marked crossing, or where they know that drivers don't stop, and you know, all of that kind of qualitative information that only they have. They shared that with us, we photographed it, we documented it. Then we worked with them to put together a presentation, and if you'll fast forward. The students worked really hard at putting this presentation together, and they invited some really important people, some people who were in this room, thanks to everybody who came out, you know, Providence St. Jude, of course the school district, board members, and they shared with them what their findings were and advocated for changes. They said, you know, like, we want something to be done about this. And a really rich discussion ensued, and Jeffrey from Traffic Engineering, one of your partners, came out. He was amazing. I mean, he just really educated the group about what governs traffic engineering. You know, I hear you want a stop sign right there, but we don't just put a stop sign right there. It's actually, that creates more danger by putting a stop sign there. So it was really great for everybody, I think, in the room to hear, you know, why not. Jeffrey shared so much information. I think at the end of the day, we realized they have done a lot. They've put a lot of appropriate things placed where they should be, and I think the next step really is to educate students too about their rights or their roles as pedestrians. You know, you don't just enter a crosswalk because you've got 2 yellow lines on either side of you and there's a flashing beacon. So I think our next step as a healthcare agency will be putting those pedestrian safety education assemblies on with police department involved, and doing more walk to school day events, because ultimately we do want them walking. We just want them also following the rules as pedestrians. So that'll be our next step with the school. And then traffic engineering will take into consideration some of these trip hazards, empty tree wells, some of the other sort of more immediate fixes, graffiti and such, and they'll address that. We'll share back with the students what's been done. So
I'll turn it over now to the city of Fullerton, and I just want to give them a shout out because they've been so amazing. I mean, we've asked a couple things. We've met up at Fissler Elementary School, Maple, Civic Drive, and I mean, we can ask and they show up. And they don't just show up, but they show up the day before and they've already done a traffic study, and then they do an additional one with us. And so I really got a shout out. You guys have an amazing traffic division.
Thank you, thank you. That's great to hear. I work for you. I'm your city traffic engineer. And anytime I have the opportunity to talk about safety, I'm there. It's one of our top priorities within the city. We want to reduce traffic accidents. We want to reduce pedestrian accidents, bicycle accidents. We want everything going in the downward direction. And if you listen to the news recently, in a lot of cities, it's going the other direction. There's more accidents happening like in large cities like Los Angeles, where they're having some of their highest pedestrian accidents that they've had in decades. So we don't want that to happen here. So that's why we're working collaboratively with the school district, the police department, to try to attack every aspect of safety that we can. One of the things that's key that council has asked us to look at is to look at our schools. And we put together a plan about a year ago where we would take and look at individual schools until we've looked at them all, made sure that all the traffic controls are appropriate. And if there's anything additional to add, that we would add it at that time. Last year, we did 4 schools, so we're very proud of that. It's a big effort to go out and do, like, we do our own engineering block audit. We work with the police department to see where are the problems, what can we do. And then sometimes we end up having to go all the way back through the whole process and back to council to get stop signs approved or traffic signal changes done. And so it's a fairly long process, but I think it's very beneficial in the end. And attacking those individual schools in those neighborhoods will help us lower our overall accident rate. So that's kind of where we're at. I just wanted to share with you some of the things that we're doing safety-wise. And we did a presentation to City Council a couple weeks ago, and I think it's interesting because a lot of people just get in their car and they drive, or they run out of the street, out of their house, and they start walking down the street. They don't think about safety, and I think we all need to think about safety in the public right away every time we're moving from one place to another. So as far as traffic safety accomplishments over the last year, we've implemented a whole series of new signal timing parameters. You may or may not have noticed them, but we've added additional yellow times. We've added additional walk times for pedestrians. We've extended green times for cyclists. And we've also retimed signals to try to reduce stops and delays. Because the less time you have to stop, the less risk there is to run into somebody when you're stopping. We've also created some new traffic signal operations. We've been installing leading pedestrian intervals. That's where the pedestrian, when they hit the ped push button, they're able to get a little bit of a head start before the vehicles. It doesn't work everywhere, but where I really like doing it is in school zones, because schools have a lot of pedestrians and students crossing the street, and then there's nobody. So if you're driving as a motorist, you might not recognize that all of a sudden, hey, school's out right now. And schools change their schedules. So by having a leading pedestrian interval, we can get the students out and the walkers out in the roadway before the cars are given a green light. We've also done, we've used it's kind of a technical term, rest in red, but we've used that at one location to help control speeds off hours. We're going to start using our traffic signal system in that method as well throughout the city, where we see a lot of speeding, especially off hours. We're going to try to introduce a red light once in a while to slow those speeders down. Also, bike signals. We installed our first bike signals in the city. That's over at Wilshire and Harbor. That's a bike boulevard on Wilshire. And now the bicyclists, as they go through the walk on Wilshire, they get their own bike signal in order to cross the street. That's our first in the city. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced the flashing yellow arrows in the city. Fullerton was the first in California and one of the first in the nations to adopt the flashing yellow arrow. It's been here for many years. Actually, I think it's 20 years, over 20 years now. And so we have come up with a way to retime those to make them safer and more efficient. And so probably by the end of next month, all of those flashing yellow arrows will have an additional slight delay in them to try to clear the intersection before the opposite direction gets a green light. So that's something we're excited about, being able to help make our signal system safer. You might have noticed the rapid flashing beacons in the city. We've installed 16 intersections with crosswalks. A lot of them are crossing guard locations or near schools. They all have new flashing beacons. We've added some countdown head indications around the city. You might notice those that count down from 17, 18, 16, 14, wait a minute, 17, 18, I got to go back to school. 17, 16, 15, 14. It gives you the amount of time you have left to cross. Interestingly enough, I did a study in a previous job that I was in that showed that those countdown indications have a tendency to drop all accidents at the intersection, not just pedestrian accidents. Because motorists observe them too as they're driving up to the intersection and they see the countdown, they go, well, yellow's coming, so they either decide to slow down or they speed up a little bit and make it through, and there's less red light running. So we're excited that work has been done. And then, like we're talking about today, the school safety zone reviews. That's something that we're going to be pushing until we get all of these schools done. Like I said, we did four last year, which was Maple, Pacific Drive Elementary, Acacia, and Commonwealth. And this year we've already got 2 underway, Fissler, which we talked about, as well as Troy. There's also, we're going actively after traffic safety grants. And I think your work is a grant as well, right?
We support.
You support it? Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of safety grant work that's out there, and we're going after those. We were awarded $200,000 in federal funds for the Safe Streets and Roads for All program. It's called SS4A. It's a federal program. That's going to put together safety projects for us to go after additional grant funding to be able to bring extra safety to the city. Also, we submitted a very large grant application, $4.85 million, to OCTA for modernizing a section of Harbor Boulevard. And OCTA board has just recently voted to endorse the project and is making its way through the whole process, and hopefully we'll end up with the funds to modernize a portion of Harbor Boulevard. We're calling it the Harbor Boulevard Complete Streets Project. That's between basically Brea Boulevard up north to where the hospital is. We'll be changing the lane configurations, adding a new traffic signal, providing sidewalks which aren't there now, and some protected bike lanes. So I also want to share some collision statistics with you over the course of this last year. Like I had mentioned earlier, our total reported crashes in the city are down 16% from last year. We can't take complete credit for that. I mean, there's some changes in the way people are driving. I think the pandemic traffic is gone, and now we're kind of back up to the congestion levels we were before. That also reduces speeds a little bit. Also, the police department has been extremely active out there, writing citations, doing things like that has a big impact. Crashes involving pedestrians were down 26%, so we're really excited about that. And then an area we need to work on is crashes involving cyclists, because those actually increased. Some other interesting statistics, 43% of the crashes occurred in the dark. That's actually high as a percentage, because you have generally, in most urban areas, it's about 1/3 of your crashes occur during dark hours. And so we're a little high there. So that's something we're looking at. We have plans to increase some of our street lighting that should help with that. Also, we have about 30% of our crashes occur on weekends, which is about normal for an urban environment. 23% of the crashes were hit and runs. That's, that's bad. And people not staying behind and dealing with the consequences that they deserve. And then 21% were crashes involving alcohol. And so those are kind of some of the statistics from last year. We're hoping to be able to improve upon that as we move forward. But that's kind of where we're at, is, working collaboratively with the police department and the school district and our staff and public works. We feel we're having an impact, but if you do have questions or you do have suggestions, our phone lines are open, or here at City Hall. We have Jeffrey and Julia that are here every single day that you can come in and talk to on the 6th floor. So thank you.
Anybody has any questions?
Do we have any questions for our panelists? Awesome, we'll start right here.
So, school districts and traffic crosswalks. Fullerton High School, Pomona Avenue. Those kids don't respect the crosswalk. Across Pomona to save their life. I live on Union, whether it's the morning, at lunch, coming back from lunch, at the end of the day, the kids cross wherever they want. There's a Fullerton PD park there all day long. Never see an officer out there doing anything. The guys in the red golf cart cruise around. No one does anything. The kids are obnoxious, and they almost taunt you to kind of get closer. And you end up sitting there. You got to wait for all the kids illegally crossing without using the crosswalk to cross, and then you got to go forward to the crosswalk. It's annoying, and it is flagrant and pervasive, and all the. So I save myself an opportunity to go to the city hall to complain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not
It is bad.
enforceable. It's not enforceable anymore. So something needs to change. I agree, but they can't give tickets. There's no such thing as jaywalking. Motorists have to yield to pedestrians no matter where they are. So I agree, that's a huge
Well,
issue.
you have a 50-yard crosswalk.
Yeah.
100 yards.
Yeah.
You
I don't-
have someone to help kids ride.
Yeah, I think it's probably an education issue and something that we need to work with the school on. I don't know what kind of incentives or what kind of, I don't want to say punishment, I think that's an old term. I don't know what they do to kind of consequences, there we
Call it
go.
whatever you want,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's annoying
But-
to have to live it if the kids do not respect the traffic. Zero. It's bad. And I don't know if Troy or Sunny Hills has similar problems, but I live in that neighborhood. And I drive down there
I have
all
a
the time. That's what
suggestion.
happens.
Take a metal fence and put it there so that they can't walk from the sidewalk into the street, except in certain areas.
Ordinance.
So they can't, unless they're gonna jump the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Love the yellows though, the flashing yellows.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was just curious on the hit and run, is it 22% hit and run? Do you know if they're like around the same spot or is it spread around?
I don't have that detail with me, but it tends to be pretty much across the board. Hit and runs happen everywhere. And the problem with that, especially for us as engineers, we want to know the details of what actually happened. And without having a story, or only getting one side of the story, it's hard to tell exactly what happened. Because a lot of times we take a look at these accident rates, accident reports, we actually read the details of them to figure out why is it that people got into an accident? What are the underlying causes? And then we try to attack those. And sometimes it's simple things like lighting, or it's they didn't see the crosswalk, we can improve the visibility of it. So we're looking for those types of things so we can attack the root cause of it. And when you have hit and run, you rarely get a full story.
Any other questions? Yes.
Is there any correlation to the hit and runs or the percentage of accidents up to the fact that downtown, Friday, Saturday night, the college students, is that any kind of a factor? Is there more of those on a Friday, Saturday versus a Monday, Tuesday?
I don't have those details with me either, but my sense is that with hit and runs, usually it's somebody that's running away from their consequences. And so a lot of times if they don't have insurance, that is a reason to run. Or if they're intoxicated, it's another reason to run. If you're fully insured and you just made a mistake, there's no reason you should be running. I mean, and then you take care of what has to be taken care of.
Another thing I would also like to add that it is really dark though. Like we close the center and some of the neighborhood celebration around 7 o'clock, and it's beyond. I mean, I have a guard that takes all my injured to their car to make sure that they go in safety, but we cannot see. Like I honestly, I get in my car and I have to wear my glasses, and I don't really need them, but I have one next to me because it's really hard to see at night. There's like not enough lights. So that's definitely.
So we used to have bulbs, just like simple bulbs like you had in your house. And just like you can't buy bulbs anymore, we can't buy those anymore. We've converted to a lot of our lights to LEDs. And the specification that was chosen about a decade ago was a 73-watt LED. But now Stephen Baez and I have come together and we've decided on a much brighter light. So every project that we do and that we're moving forward with, we're putting in, 106? Or I think it's 106 watt LEDs. So those will be significantly more brighter at our intersections.
So that's what we're closer together and closer intervals, because like you might need a light, but then for a while, even if you drive, it's like not enough light. It's like really driving in the dark. I mean, I personally put my brights on.
Yeah, we're also looking for opportunities for grants. We did submit a grant for some street lighting upgrades, and unfortunately we didn't get it. But I think we're going to continue to do that, especially on our arterial corridors. The wider the street is, the more light you have to put out in order to light that entire roadway up.
Yes.
I am Linda from the Orange County Power Authority, and I was just on a programs call this morning talking to other community choice agencies like us about bike safety programs and partnering that. Do you have a bike safety program currently in the city of Fullerton?
So we have a bike master plan, and it includes a whole series of different projects. And we have a separate committee called the Active Transportation Committee. We're working with that committee as well as the committee that I report to, which is the Transportation and Circulation Committee, in looking at where we can implement new bike projects, and working down that entire list of that old plan and see what we can do. I know that the police department has some programs that they're doing, but we don't specifically have one that I'm aware of in Public Works specific to that. But that's something we can always partner on.
The healthcare agency is always looking for schools who have high volume of bikers, because we have a helmet program where we distribute helmets to low-income youth, and we do partner with the police department and do bike rodeos and that kind of thing. Honestly, it's hard to find schools where they have more than 5 people riding their bike. I mean, yeah.
Nobody
it's like,
rides their bike to school
if
anymore.
you know of somebody, we're always looking for that.
I'll talk to you about partnering them.
Yeah.
We're real interested in increasing that.
Okay, we're gonna have to wrap up this section of our meeting. Let's hear it again one more time for all of our presenters and the amazing information they have to share with us.
You want to bring your chair down? Because there's not much room to sit. We got a
Packed house today. Gotta bring your chair with you. All right, all the arts, come on up. Member spotlight, all the arts for All the Kids Foundation. We have Laurelyn here, who's the founding director, and they have their big auction coming up.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see everybody here. All the arts for all the kids. This is, oh, before I even start, this is Kelly Whiteman, for those of you who don't know. She's our executive director and kind of goddess working the whole thing. We started in 1992. We started in 1992. We've raised over $3 million and donated it to the Fullerton School District. But we've got tons of ideas and we're getting bigger and we're growing. And we wanted to share those ideas with all of you and kind of let you know who we are and invite you to our auction that's coming up. We are the people who do the Downtown Hearts. And we find this as being, oh, and Paulette Chafee is also on our board. I'm sorry, Paulette, thank you. We see the hearts as sort of the perfect symbol for what we're about. We're about helping kids find what they love, to find their passion, and then to help them, give them the tools to actually grow with it. And we're also all about creativity. Study after study shows that creativity is a thing that's going to change the world. It's the problem-solving skills. And the arts are how it all happens. The hearts we love simply because we gave artists hearts, big 5-foot-tall hearts, and everybody had the same shape, the same form exactly. And the creativity that came out of it was tremendous. We put them all around downtown Fullerton. There's one at the train station. There's some in the Fullerton Community Center, at the Fullerton Museum Center, at many of our schools. And people would help support the program through that project. But this is such a heart project. The artists all donated their time with most of our projects, and they're just beautiful. So the focus on creativity, every child is a creative being of, I'm gonna just say this, they're creative beings of light, because I believe that with all my heart. And our job is to help them get the skills to get the ideas out of their head onto paper. But it's through dance, it's through music, it's through theater, and it's through media arts. One of the big projects that we help fund is All the Arts for All the Kids in the Fullerton School District, where every single child gets art, music, dance, theater, and media arts lessons taught by by actually working artists. So teachers are so overwhelmed. This program gives people the chance to live and breathe their art form and then pass that joy and that enthusiasm and those skill sets on to kids. We fund teacher grants every year. Over $20,000 goes to teacher grants. So if teachers have a pet project that involve the arts and creativity, we say yes. We have summer school and after school programs, and I'll go back to summer school in a moment. We have children's art museum creativity centers, hands-on experiences that teach the curriculum through exploration, and they're led by artist educators as well. We've funded for many years, I'm sure you've seen the big purple buses going around that help the kids to make small digital films about what they're learning in their classrooms, so they become filmmakers. More children's art museum and creativity centers. It's a field trip that we fund. Thank you, Kelly. We have a clay lab, and we're starting another one. This one is at Valencia Park, and kids love clay. And when you think about it, clay is so fun because it's throughout all of history, people have used it, and it comes from the earth. You can pull in science, you can pull in so many different things with that medium. We have Master Mosaics class. This particular mosaic is at St. Jude. You can probably see it on the walkway as you drive up Harbor. We have a Master Mosaics class. The kids all work with, it's a business model where the kids work with St. Jude's on this one and found out what they wanted, and then the kids designed it and then made it, and then we got it installed. So we have a lot of those around town as well, and on schools too. We have family arts night that involve everybody with art, music, dance, theater, and media arts. And we fund instruments for the kids. Not every child has enough money to be able to buy an instrument, and not every school has stringed instruments instruction. So we have our very own Fullerton string orchestra with kids where we give them free instruments and free lessons. And they're getting really good. We've got over 70 members this year. It's really grown. And we provide professional development both to the artist educators and to classroom teachers. And we've gotten so many requests from other districts that we're really growing, and we're providing some of these things for them as well. We've got after school classes.
Called foundation classes now, just so you all know.
And we've got summer arts adventure camp. This year, Kelly, if you want to talk about it.
Okay.
This year, we have so many requests to open up to junior high that we do have 3 out of the 8 classes that will go from 4th grade to 8th grade. So it's one of the first years since I've been around that we've included 7th and 8th graders. Sometimes 6th graders don't even really, because they're getting that too big. But so this year we do have some of that. The first week is June 3rd through 7th, and the second week is the 10th through the 14th. Registration should open by the end of this week. I was hoping to have those flyers for you today, but they'll be here next time. What else? All taught by our artist professor, Cal State Fullerton interns.
And one of the cool things that we've been doing this for so long, like for 30 years, that kids come back. And they come back and teach. So we have a number of the kids who went through the program, who went through our summer school, and now they're the teachers in it. And it's just one of those things that just makes you go, thank you to the universe. And it's very cool. They're just so sweet and good.
And Seattle and Slav, and it involves a lot of the community.
It's a heart of the community thing. And we have big dreams. I'm going to let Kelly tell you about some of those, but we're really excited about it.
Okay, so we found a building. We're still working with the city to get it open, but we're looking forward to that. We have the auction coming up, which is okay, go ahead, go. No, which of course some of you got invitations last time. We have some more if you want it, but we'd like to invite you again, that if anybody would like to have their organization represented, we'd be happy to put you on our gallery of, artists and vendors to say thank you. If we're looking for opportunity baskets, items, what else?
If you know artists, no, I can't talk loud now. If we know artists, this is one of those, okay, I watch the news and I get totally depressed. I go to the auction and I end up loving everybody. It's like, this is such a fun event. Artists donate their works of art that they do, and people bid on them, and it's a really fun party. We have lots and lots of people who have donated wine and beer and delectable food, and it's just a really fun party. And it's all about the arts, and it's all about giving, and it's about Fullerton. When you look at Fullerton, we have so many good-hearted people here, and you just gotta know that a lot of, this is like a lightning rod for that. So please join us. We'd be absolutely thrilled. It's easy to remember the day. It's the same day that Hunt Library is opening, April 13th. Theirs is in the afternoon, so come on down in the evening. We're at the Fullerton Community Center, and we would be absolutely thrilled to have you come and join us. And if you have any things you'd like to donate, we'd be thrilled about that too. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much.
If you'd like a sign, we have some signs for you to take, put out in front of your organization or your home. They're just out front if you guys.
Thank you. Awesome job. And on that note, just since we just had a member spotlight, we also have 2 new members, the Fullerton Host Lions Club and the People for Housing. So we appreciate our new members. Thank you. So those of you that are not aware, within all the work that we do at the Fullerton Collaborative, we have 4 focus areas. We have our next gen youth empowerment, our homelessness, our early childhood, and our health and wellness subcommittees. So we're going to have our subcommittee reports right now. Is there somebody that wants to go first?
I'll go first.
David will go first for next gen youth empowerment. Thank you, David.
Thank you. Anyway, thank you again. Wow, this is a packed house. This has really been a good build today. The next gen meeting, we just had a discussion recently. We're working with the city on a youth committee, as I mentioned before. And what that is, for those of you the first time being here, is working so that we can pull together a group that represents many of your organizations to be able to serve as a voice to the community about things that impact them or interests that maybe the city is considering that they could have some input on. So what we're doing right now is we're getting ready to prepare a survey, and that survey is going to go out to the organizations that have reached out to us. There's been an email that's gone out by Deborah 3 times now, and I've got, I think 12 of the organizations are represented. If you represent a group, you can reach out. She'll send it out again. Sorry, Deborah, and send me your information, and we'll make sure that that survey is sent out to you and is designed to get some feedback from you, so that when it goes to the city council for consideration, that we'll have some information to show the support of this youth committee. So that's what we have right now. We have a meeting on April 1st, and we'll be sending an email on that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, David. And next for homelessness, we have Lisa McFerrin from Cal State University Fullerton.
Hi, everybody. I'm co-chair of the Homelessness Task Force. we've had a bit of a hiatus lately. We have a new co-chair, Jason Phillips, who was our guiding light for many, many years. He just has lots of other commitments. And so luckily, Kelly Fritzl, from the Hope Center, the executive director of the Hope Center, and I will be co-chairing the homelessness task force. And so we have a new date and time for those meetings. We're going to meet the second Tuesday of the month at 1:30 at the Hope Center. So our first reboot meeting is going to be in April. So if this is, an area that you're passionate about or your organization touches on, we invite you to come join us. We're kind of really at that point of brainstorming what will our next thing be, like how do we want to contribute to this conversation in our community. So again, I'm Lisa McFerrin. I was at Fullerton College for 9 years. Now I'm at Cal State Fullerton. There's a few Titans in the audience here. And I work in the president's office at Cal State Fullerton. This is purely volunteer work of mine, and it's one of my passion areas. If you want to talk to me about it, I'd be happy to. But again, if you're interested, our next meeting will be April 9th at 1:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Now we have Daniela Arbizzi from Fullerton School District to discuss early childhood.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniela Arbizzi. I'm the Assistant Director for the Early Learning Programs at the Fullerton School District. And I wanted to let you know that the next Early Childhood Subcommittee meetings will be via Zoom on April 22. We'll provide you the Zoom link to Deborah. And also that we open the registration for our preschool programs over the Fullerton School District on February 26th. And I brought some flyers with a QR code if there's any of you that is interested in the program and can scan the code and see eligibility criteria for our preschool program. And one of the things I wanted to anticipate we're going to share during our subcommittee meetings on April 22 will be the Early Developmental Index with all the resources, schools, anything you can imagine you can find around early learning services through the collaboration that we have with the First 5 Orange County Children and Family Commission. So that link will be shared with you during our meeting on April 22. Thank you so much.
And last but not least, we have Peter Hernandez from St. Jude for our health and wellness. Oh, you got a little shout out there. You're popular today, Peter.
Good afternoon, everyone. So actually, as on behalf of everyone who participated in the Health and Wellness Subcommittee meeting this past month, we do want to thank you all for your flexibility. I know we changed the platform of the meeting. So the presentation that Mari, Megan, and the city presented on today was actually provided to the subcommittee. And so we actually had an opportunity to go out to Richmond Elementary and participated in the students actually providing that presentation. And so we do want to thank you for your adaptability. With that said, I did want to provide a quick announcement on how our New Year, New Me challenge is going. So just quickly, as you all may recall, at the beginning of the year, we launched this challenge just again to try to address the stigma that's associated with health and wellness. And so really just try to make it very engaging with the community. With that said, I actually brought a sample of how we're promoting the challenge as far as incentives. And we actually have some available for everyone. If you haven't already signed up for the challenge, here's a few different things that we're providing at the different booth settings. So we have the workout drawstring bag, right, that you could use as a gym bag. So you could put your reusable water bottle, healthy snacks, healthy, keyword on healthy snacks. We also have a Frisbee to promote physical activity with your pets or with friends, whoever you want to play with. We also have face masks. And then we also have a hacky sack and other goodies. So if anyone's interested, if you haven't signed up, hopefully these goodies convince you otherwise. And we're also providing the $100 gift card to the top participant for the challenge. We also have the flyers on the table if you would like to share them with the community that you work with. So that's for the New Year, New Me challenge. As far as the mental health navigation resource that we shared about last month, since we didn't get an opportunity to share about it this previous month, since we had to adapt to the changing of the meeting location, we will be sharing about it during this meeting, this upcoming meeting, which will be
March 27th.
March 27th, and it'll be virtual from 12:30 to 1:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Such amazing work in our subcommittees. Well, we have just a couple minutes for member announcements. Councilmember Ahmad, you have an announcement? You can come on up.
As he's coming up, I just want to do a shout out. Once again, my students are here. Thank you, students, Cal State.
Cal State Fullerton students. Thank you.
Ask people of sharing, get to know them, connect with them, okay?
All right, thank you very much. So the reason I'm up here, because I want to remind everybody that we have the Women's Festival coming up at the Fullerton, hosted by the Fullerton Museum. It's Saturday, this Saturday, March 16th, 2 to 6 p.m. And you're all welcome. I believe there's still vendor opportunities as well if you want a booth, but that's not really why I'm here to say that, because I'm sure you've all heard of it. I wanted to make this announcement here because I think it's appropriate for the peers of this individual to know about this. Every year since 2021, I've recognized a Woman of the Year, and for all the contributions. And this year, Fullerton District 5 Woman of the Year is none other than Leanna Ferguson. We'll be making this announcement at the festival, the Women's Festival, and I think our slot is between 3 and 4. So please do come, cheer her on, and because the last few years, the pandemic and all that, the previous recipients of this award will join us for this public event as well. So please do come, it's going to be fun, and bring everybody out. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ahmad. You told me last meeting, I was all, I don't do anything. I don't do anything. He's like, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. I was like, oh, okay. So, and it's just my heart. It has always been my heart to serve. It's always been my heart to be in the trenches with the people that are doing the work and to make a difference. So it has been an absolute privilege to serve in the city of Fullerton. So, and to be a resident of District 5 myself. So thank you so much. I will be there with my family on Saturday, and I can't wait to party in the plaza and celebrate all the amazing, strong women that are in this city, because we have a lot of amazing women in the city. So let's put our hands together for all of us. All right. Any other announcements? Yes, I'm gonna have you just raise in your seat because I don't.
Yeah, it goes.
It goes. All right. Ooh, I get to do my workout on Monday. All right.
Hey everyone, my name is Christina Prado. I'm with the Fair Housing Foundation. We do education on rights and responsibilities for tenants and landlords, what those expectations look like, and just kind of promoting, education for healthy communities. So one of the things that we're doing to help promote this is getting youth involved with a youth poster contest. So we have a youth poster contest going until April 16th. All they have to do is include their theme, or this year's theme, Fair Housing, a place to call home, email it to me, and they can enter for a chance to win up to the first place prize of $125. So if y'all are interested, my contact information is on this flyer, and it also brings flyers in case you wanted to take any. I'll leave some on that table, but if you all could help us promote the youth poster contest with your organization, that would be great. Thank you.
tour. Hi, my name is Jennifer. Hi, I'm Jennifer Kalam. I'm here from High Hopes Counseling. I wanted to mention that we do reduced fee therapy at our location. We also have 3 groups, and our 3 groups for March. One is Mindful Men group, so a group for men to come talk about stress management, regulating your emotions, strengthening communication, because those are important, and you're doing the group with other men, so you feel in a comfortable environment. And our other group that is the second month and last month of is our grief group. So you can come and get support, share stories, talk about just how to cope with grief and share your story with people. So if you want information about that, my flyers are in the back on the table, as well as how to communicate with us.
Amazing, thank you. Go to those groups. I've just recently been going to one for parents with children with mental illness, and I always thought I know so much, but you never know how much support you need from other people that are going through the same thing.
So Todd with the Fullerton Historic Theater Foundation. So glad to see you all then. Awesome. Hey, so Fullerton's Day of Music is coming up June 21st. And on the 27th of this month, the foundation and the group that puts it on is going to host a meeting at the new renovated Hunt Library for any organizations or businesses who want to be a venue for Day of Music. So if any of your groups want to be part of Day of Music for the day, you can come to the Hunt Library. We don't know exactly the time, but it's going to be sometime between 6 and 8 p.m. And you can learn how you can get musical acts, what kind of production equipment you need, how to work with the city on permits, etc. So you can be included with the overall promotion of the event on that day. So last year, Fullerton had, I think, 28 venues and over 70 musical acts combined. And we had more than Anaheim, Long Beach, Orange, and the city of Los Angeles combined.
Wow.
So, Fullerton loves Day of Music, and we want to hold that record. So,
what was the date?
The 27th of this month. Before the hunt is officially even open yet, because the ceremony's not until April, right? So
Where can we find the time when it's decided?
it'll be on the Facebook page for Day of Music Fullerton. And we'll see a lot of you there.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathan Bass. I am the representative of State Senator Josh Newman. Our office is just a couple blocks over on Harvard Boulevard. I don't have a flyer with me, but can I have a show of hands about everyone working in school districts for Boys and Girls Club? Okay, so stick around and let me get a hold of you, because we're hosting an event coming up. It's called Know More, Do Better. It's for parents and community members. I'm hoping to address the issue of online safety for kids as our way of sharing information, connecting with each other, changes that also presents new opportunities for predators to target our children. So we're putting on an event with the County of Orange and Human Trafficking Task Force, which includes state and federal agencies dealing with internet safety. So again, I'd love to connect with you about that opportunity to promote to your parent communities. And also wanted to say Senator Newman is chair of the Senate Education Committee. Of the 20 bills that he's introduced since January, about 8 of them pertain to education. The others are the range of issues of transportation, public safety, the environment. So if you'd like to talk about any of that, please also share something with me. Thanks.
We have time for one more. I might need you to come on over here. It'll probably reach over this table better.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria. I'm with California Health PACE. We are a program of all-inclusive care for seniors. We provide medical and social services. And we have a senior health and wellness event on April 6th. We'll have live entertainment, food, tours. So if you're interested or know anyone that would benefit, please come see me. I also have flyers in the back. Thank you.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be respectful of everybody's time and get you out of here on time so you can get back to your organizations and places of employment. Thank you so much for joining us. We love this high turnout. We counted 70 guests here today, which is amazing. Please, please, please spread the word. It's not too late to join the collaborative for this year. If you ever know anybody that might want to join. And be on the lookout for the registration for Love Fullerton. Go to the Women's Festival, and we'll see you next month. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.